What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another Minecraft talk video. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be talking over the gameplay. See, normally I record the gameplay first and then I put my voiceover on top of it. However, I want to do this a little differently. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm actually speaking what's on my mind. I want to take the time to form thoughts, proper thoughts, kind of increase my communication skills a little bit actually, and just my YouTuber skills in general. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm excited to do it because, well, I think it'll be more, there'll be more of a connection with you guys. So one thing I gotta definitely fix is my ums and my uhs, because, well, they get very repetitive. Anyways, with that out of the way, I would like to talk about my car. You read the title, it goes along the lines of just buy the car or just get the car or something about the car, right? Now, if you're someone like me, you have had a desire to own a cool car. And this cool car normally falls under the classic cool car category, I'm not gonna lie. For me specifically, it was a classic cool car. I really was into classics. I am to this day. So you're going on Facebook Marketplace, or you're going on Kijiji, or whatever aftermarket, you know, used car websites that you can find to get your hands on a nice looking classic car. Whether it's a old BMW, I'm actually gonna go to sleep right now. Oh my gosh. Whether it's an old BMW, a nice old Toyota, old Honda, something within, like, you know, normally it's between the 70s and the 90s, I would say, is what people right now classify as classic cars. Technically, I have two classic cars. I have a 2008 Volkswagen Golf. Jeez. Volkswagen Golf. However, I would not classify that as a classic car just yet because it feels pretty modern compared to my other classic car. Now, I'm leaving that as a bit of a cliffhanger because I want to talk about you guys and the feeling of before getting the car. You know, all the worries and what to prepare for and what to keep in mind, okay? So think of this as like a little bit of an advice channel, or advice video, I should say, for buying your first classic car. Maybe that's what I'll make the title of this video. Nonetheless, you want a classic car, or you want just a cool car. Now, some of the things that are probably going through your mind are, you know, do I want a reliable car? Do I want a car that I want to work on? Do I want just the shell of a car? How experienced are you with working on cars, etc., etc., etc. Now, when I first bought my classic car, I had really no experience in working on cars. This was like my introduction into working on cars, especially older cars. Just for background, now I'll expose my truth, is I currently own a 1981 Porsche 924 Turbo. And, you know, you can freak out saying, "Oh my gosh, she's got a Porsche," but it was like $7 grand. So they're not expensive Porsches. They were actually created purely for the purpose of advertising to the cheaper market, so that, you know, everyone can have a Porsche. It was a poor man's Porsche. I really love it. So before I go into the rabbit hole of talking about my car, we got to talk about how you want to go about with your car. There's a lot of things that you can prepare for when you do get a classic car. For example, you can't really get a car or a classic car or a car that you're going to work on without absolutely any tools in the world, right? You know, that kind of makes sense, right? You at least I would say would need a socket set. I'll put one on the screen for you, for those who are very new to working on cars, okay? Then you go into like getting jack stands. Then you get into like the really nitty-gritty stuff, like specific tools to do specific things. And even I myself, I don't have all the tools in the world for cars. But I got socket sets, you know, jack stands, a jack, some brake cleaner, you know, a lot of spray cans of stuff, ordinary tools, maybe stuff for exhausts a little bit, like exhaust clamps. Yeah, to kind of like not go off track here. There's really a insane experience, crazy experience when you do get your first classic car. I don't know how it's any different from buying a normal car. Maybe it's the same feeling. I actually wouldn't know because I didn't buy my first car. It's practically a hand-me-down. We kind of had an extra free car that we got. My dad put a little bit of work into it, and then it ended up being mine. I ended up driving it. He's got his own truck, so everything kind of just worked out. I never have bought my own daily car. This was like my first time buying a car. So I don't know how different it is buying a classic car versus buying, you know, a daily driver or, you know, a nice modern car even. because I never have done that. So what I can say is, if you're a car lover and you've been on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji for 10 hours a day looking for a nice car and you find one and you buy it, man, the feeling of excitement you get when that car pulls into your driveway is insane. Now, a few things I would like to get out of the way. If you do buy your car, you gotta keep in mind the pricing, okay? When you go to buy a car, especially here in Canada, I'm in Ontario specifically. When you go to buy a car here, there's a little bit more to do after you buy the car, and a little more money to spend after you buy the car. So say a car was $5,000. It's not gonna be, it's not like $5,000 cash. Okay, I get to go home and drive it everywhere I go. No, you need to be licensed on it. You need to get license plates for it, and just those alone can rack you up some money. Mine costs about 1,000 Canadian a year. I have it under classic car insurance because I don't drive it every day. I have a daily driver already. It's under like a car show type of insurance where I can drive up to 10,000 kilometers every year, and I'm insured on that. But if I drive past it and I get in an accident or something, I'm not covered. Yeah, interesting to keep in mind. License plates are also expensive, especially if you want custom ones. I didn't bother doing the custom ones. I'm kind of a cheap guy when it comes to, like, you know, making things, fixing things. So I just got a cheap normal license plate. But even then it was expensive. I remember when I got my license plates, it racked me up around like $200 to $300. But not just that, because then you got to get it safetied, and then you got to get it appraised. So especially with classic cars, when they hit a certain year of age, I believe it's 40 years. Nope, no, I'm wrong. It's 20 years. You have to get it appraised, at least where I live. So an appraisal costs some money, and that's basically when someone determines the value of your car. A safety costs a lot of money if you can get it safetied, and then getting your license plates and then insurance. So when you do go buy your classic car, don't expect to pay $5,000 if it says it's $5,000 on the website or on the listing, because more than likely you're actually going to spend upwards of $6,000 in total, you know, for the safety, the appraisal, and the you know, taxes, and etc., etc. Keep that in mind. I would say that's a good tip. Now, why am I advertising in this video to buy that car? You know, you've been looking at cars forever. You've been on the edge, like, man, oh, I want to get that so bad, but you just haven't. And I say it depends on a lot of things. I'm not going to say buy it to everyone, because you might be in very different situations as I am. So I'll give you guys my experience and my type of lifestyle and my sort of income before you do make a decision, so you kind of have an idea. Now, when I bought my car, it was about a year and a half ago. I was working a part-time job, and then I was working a summer job, and then I soon started working for a film team, as some of you may know that I work for. And then I started doing my own freelancing for voiceovers. So I had a lot of income coming in. I had a lot of income. I'll just say roughly, I'm going to say roughly like 20 grand. Just saved up, because at the same time, I was 18 and I was saving up every penny from the day I was 12 years old. So there was a lot of money saved up as well. Don't just think that, you know, I made 20 grand in 5 months or something random like that, because it was over the span of like literally 8 years of my teenage years and, you know, early or late teens, whatever. So I decided, okay, I have enough money to buy a car. I just really do. I know I'm gonna have to put some money into it. I know it's not a perfect car. It's not technically reliable. It's not reliable in this day and age standards. So yeah, I'm gonna put some money into it. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna cost money to drive it. It's gonna cost money to even have it insured, etc., right? I already knew that. I knew the outcome. I knew all that. That's what I would suggest that you get used to first. I also had consistent income going into my bank account. So it's not like I was just buying this car and then, you know, putting every single penny into it, because that's not the case. So you kind of got to be smart. You got to have, like, you kind of want to expect that, you know, the car isn't reliable. The car is something you're going to have to invest a lot of money into, because parts are more expensive. Insurance will be expensive if you drive it more, etc. You got to keep these things in mind. But the real reason why I'm like, aw, hey there, buddy. See, this guy's interested. This is my one viewer on the channel right now. I don't have any other viewers but this little guy. Look at him. He's very cute. I'm going to lock you up. Got him. So the main reason why I want to, you know, encourage you guys buy that car. If you've been looking at cars for a while, you kind of know how much it's going to cost. You're kind of prepared on that. Maybe you're just about to buy it and you're like, but I don't have anywhere to put it. You know, I don't really have the tools for it. I'm kind of scared, you know, that it's going to be a big waste of money. Stop overthinking that. You know what? Money will come and go. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, you're likely working. First of all, you're likely at home with your parents. If you're within that age, you can likely have the time to work on the car every now and then. I would 100% encourage you guys to just buy the damn car, because the memories that come with the car are insane, and the things you learn when you do work on the car, and when things fail, when crap hits the fan, it really teaches you so much. It just teaches you so much that you would never know before if you didn't buy the car. So this is kind of like the mini conclusion to that. It's like, yes, it will be expensive. Yes, you will need time to work on it. Yes, it might not be reliable. Yes, it will not run sometimes. Yes, it will be a death machine. However, the memories, especially when you're young, oh my gosh. Even if you own this car for literally a year or two, I've had mine for just over a year, and I wouldn't sell it. I'm not selling it, definitely not. But with just the experience that I've had with it in the past year, if I had to sell it, like I was incredibly broke, I had no other option, I would be so happy that I wasted, quote unquote, wasted my money on this machine. Because when you drive cars, especially classic cars, or just cars that you are passionate about, you feel like you're connected to it. You feel like it's not just a car anymore. This sounds so weird. I don't even know how to describe it. It just, you feel so connected to the car, especially with classic raw power cars. See, my Porsche isn't that powerful. It's not that fast. It doesn't scream that loud. It has a turbo. I do like that feature. It's not like your typical V8 Mustang. It's a lot different. But either way, you feel this unexplainable connection to your car. And when you're just driving it on the back roads, or on the highway, or just at night on the country roads, or just on bendy roads, or even just sitting in the car itself, just not a worry in the world. You're just appreciating the beauty of this timeless masterpiece. You really start to know and accept the reason to why you bought the car in the first place. It's this undescribable happiness, undescribable passion, undescribable feeling that you get towards this car. You just can't explain. I can't explain, as you can tell. It's really rewarding, especially when you do learn to work on these cars, when you're able to fix something, when it's been in the gutters, when you break something and everything goes wrong, and you're able to just figure it out, watch some YouTube videos, read some Reddit pages, do a deep rabbit hole dive into your specific make and model, and figure out what the hell is wrong with it and actually fix it. Plus, I mean, it gets you girls, you know. You know, you pull up in a classic car and yeah, your girl's drooling over that. So, I mean, that's another plus. I'm only joking about that, by the way. Please don't get a car purely on getting a girl. It's easy for me to just say, yeah, just buy it. It's a great experience. But at the same time, you know, I also make videos on, like, you know, properly investing, properly saving, or not saving, but, you know, just like properly going about your life. And I feel like buying a car can be seen as a very contradicting action. Like, you're gonna spend $7 grand on a classic car that doesn't work, doesn't run, that you're only gonna be investing more money into, that won't appreciate with value. Yeah, that sounds stupid. That sounds like a typical teenager stupid decision to get you absolutely broke for the rest of your life. I will admit, yeah, that does not sound far off. Maybe that will happen to me. I don't know. But at least I will die knowing that in my 20s, in my very, very late teens, I bought a piece of machinery. This is a really cool river. I really like this ravine. I bought a piece of machinery that was way before my time, just incredibly before my time, that I was still able to enjoy, fix up, drive, and just connect with so many other like-minded individuals. Okay, this is actually what I wanted to get into, is other car enthusiasts, the community around it. Because the car community is also just an amazing place. Like, Everyone is so incredibly passionate about their cars. And when everyone is passionate about the same thing, it really just makes the experience so much more enjoyable. You're really not alone in this feeling. This indescribable feeling that I was mentioning earlier, every car guy has it. Has it or has had it in the past, you know, when they were in their 20s, when they were young and stupid and buying stupid things with their money that they should have invested into crypto in 2008, you know. Like everyone in the car community can relate to that. They're like, yeah, you know, I spent like 10 grand on this engine and it just blew up. That's the fun of it. That's just the fun of it. You know, like it's just the gamble that you get with working on cars. And it's really, if I were to gamble on anything, it would be on car or what? No, never mind. I take that back. I'm not a gambler. Let me retract that. But it's so reassuring being in the car community because like I said, you can just really relate to others and their experiences, and you can find out solutions to your problems. Like if you have an issue with fuel delivery and you bring it up at a car meet or a car show, which I'll get into later, is going to those because those are awesome. You know, you could get on like a 2-hour conversation with some guys who are very knowledgeable in that sense, and you might be able to find your solution. Everyone's really helping each other out. It's not like we're in the 1800s where we have no technology and, you know, like you get what I'm trying to say here. Everyone's connected. Everyone's a big community when it comes to the car community, and it's wonderful. It really feels awesome just going to a car meet or a car show with your classic car or your cool car, or just cool car in general. Like it's just your fun Sunday car, and just like being a part of everyone there. You're kind of like a cool kid now, but also just not giving a crap if anything is wrong with it, because half of the cars there, especially if it's a classic car meet, guys, half of the cars there are dripping coolant, oil, fuel even. Like they are all safety hazards. They are all run down classic cars. Every single one of them has an issue, unless it's some really rich guy who only works on cars ever. You don't have to get the best car. You can get the worst car. You can just get a shell and then buy an engine and do whatever you want and then just build an engine. The opportunities of experience that you will learn from owning a classic car is second to none. It's insane. I can't describe it anymore. And you know what? Because I can't describe it anymore, guys, I really don't want to prolong this video and just talk about garbage and yap and repeating myself. So I think I'm going to end it here. But if you guys really like these more live commentaries rather than the voiceovers on top of the videos, please let me know, because I'd love to do more of these. It's actually really fun, and I'm just like kind of going on a tangent, and it'll prepare me for when I eventually want to go live on this channel or other channels, so I can talk to you guys live and get your own opinions and perspectives. I really want to build this community. It's a really fun thing that I love doing. So yeah, I didn't get much done here, but you know what? I'm actually just going to go ahead and actually lock in and not talk about cars. Bottom of the line, buy the car. You can find tools later. You can find a garage spot later. You can find a car cover later. You can fix other parts later. You can buy parts later. Just take your time, buy the car, and enjoy an amazing experience that unfortunately not many people get to do. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later, boys!